Good morning, it's Alicia Ford with ERA Troy Realtors. Happy New Year! 2018 is here. I hope you guys had a wonderful time during the holidays with all of your friends and family. But now it's time to get back to work. So welcome to part 4 of my home buyer series, and our topic for today is going to be the home inspection. Okay, so when your home inspection is done, your report is going to come back and it's going to be about 20 to 30 pages long. It is not unusual for it to be that long. It is the inspector's job to write down every single detail that he finds wrong with the property. Okay, so don't be upset. This is normal. However, you're probably going to panic. So I'm going to go ahead and give you about 2 seconds. Just go ahead and panic. Go. All right, awesome. I'm so glad we got that out of the way. Take a deep breath. Now, let's talk about what we need to focus on. All right, number 1, we want to focus on any issues that affect the immediate comfort of the home, of you moving in and being comfortable in that home, such as air conditioning and heating, right? We want that to be functioning properly, and we usually always come back to the seller and ask for help if there's any issues found with air conditioning and heating. We live in San Antonio, Texas. It's hot. Right now, however, it's January 2018 and it's a little bit chilly for us Texans, so we want good heat. So either way, heating and cooling is important, and that affects just your normal comfort in the home, moving in, being able to use that home and being able to function in that home properly. So little things like that, it's just we want to be able to make sure that you're comfortable. Number 2 is we want to address any safety issues of the home, which we may have a lot of safety issues depending on the age of the home. What the inspector will consider a safety issue may be a lot of things, but we'll try to funnel it down and try to filter it to some of the things that are more important. Something that I think is really important that often gets forgotten are your dryer vents. They get used year after year. We're using your dryer, doing laundry, and those vents don't get cleaned out. They should be cleaned out every year. So if that vent gets too clogged and you continue to use it that way, it could cause a fire. And then also, right now we're in January 2018, it's a little bit cold, so if you have a fireplace, you're probably using your fireplace. So hopefully you did get your fireplace chimney swept and cleaned and inspected. So those vents and chimneys need to be cleaned and serviced and inspected at least once a year. And that's going to help to prevent any problems while the current owner is in the home or for the buyer that's going to be purchasing that home and closing. Okay, so we don't want any issues to come up with those types of safety issues. So if we can address that ahead of time, let's address it ahead of time as a seller. And on the buyer side, if we find it on the inspection report, we're probably going to go back and ask the seller to go ahead and help us with that or address those issues. And number 3 would be your high dollar items. Now, that's going to include things like your roof if it needs to be repaired or replaced. Foundation could be an issue. We do live in San Antonio, Texas. It's very hot, it's very dry. So it's not unusual for some of the older homes to have had some movement in the foundation. We just want to see how severe that is and if it actually needs to possibly have a foundation person come in and check that and see what level of severity that is. And if it is severe, it's something definitely that if I'm working with the buyer, we're probably going to ask the seller to help us with that. On the seller side, if it's something you're already aware of, it's probably something you probably want to address before you put your home on the market, or at least it's on your disclosure so that the buyers know ahead of time that this is an issue. All right, so those are the 3 categories that we try to funnel down to help you process all of this information. As I said, your report is going to be very long, so it is unrealistic of any buyer to expect the seller to be able to handle all of those issues and address every issue on that report. Like I said, the report is going to be 20 to 30 pages long. So what we want to do is try to funnel it down. Those 3 categories I think are a good place to start. Anything that's going to affect your immediate comfort and functioning of the home when you immediately move into that home. Number 2, any serious safety issues that we find with the home. And number 3 would be any high dollar items that are going to be very expensive for you to take care of as the buyer. Those are the things that we want to funnel it down and try to make sure that we go back to the seller and that we're being realistic and asking for some help with those issues. Okay, I hope this information was helpful for you. If so, give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Once again, my name is Alicia Ford with ERA Troy Realtors. You can call me Alicia Keys because I want to get you the keys to your next home.